welcome back to my channel. My name is Mandy, for those of you who are just joining me, and for those of you who are returning, hello again, and thank you so much for your support. Yeah, you guys are great. So, today's reading is going to be nothing that it's a new thing. It's a new case. In the past month or so, I believe it's that recent, there have been 8 different people and remains being found in the New England area. And I mean, some of these people, their remains were found in suitcases. So probably these deaths are not caused by natural causes. Just on how they were found, like it's pretty suspicious. So that is what I'm looking into today. We're gonna check out the energy of this. We're gonna see if these are all related or what, like what's going on with this. Everything said in this video is alleged, in my opinion, based on the energy and the card meanings, not facts. The only thing that is facts is the dates and stuff. I will be using tarot. I will be using True Crime and Conspiracy Oracle. I will also be using Whispers of the Unsolved, but these are the mini version. They're super cute. So they're super tiny. And what these are going to be good for is adding additional clarity like this. So it's counterfeit and then false. So these are going to be like a confirmation for the other cards. I'm also going to be using tokens. And these also can be used with the minis. Kind of thing. In addition, I'll be using missing variables. And I will be using the 8-sided die with this missing variables deck. I'm also going to be pulling from my Places Oracle. So, that is what we'll be using today. Like I said, everything said in this reading is alleged, in my opinion, based on the energy and the card meanings, not facts. So, let's get the overall energy surrounding this idea that there could be a serial offender, a serial killer, more specifically, working in the New England area. Just trying to word my conversation. Just trying to word my question. Okay. Are the remains that were found on March 6th, they were able to identify it as Page Fannon. Is Page Fannon connected to any of the other remains preceding her? We have the King of Cups. And we have the Page of Swords. So yes, there is a connection between both. The Page of Swords is about it's about it's a messenger, but it's also about being vigilant. Being mindful about potential dangers. And the King of Cups is about being in touch with your intuition and what this is saying is that Paige had felt so at first it was a very supportive energy that she didn't have her guard up with, but then that changed to needing her guard up. Did she know her attacker? Did Paige know her attacker? Yes. You got the Queen of Swords upright. So the Queen of Swords is represents independence. So she really made sure with this person that there were clear boundaries in place. Which is telling me that in the past there was things that inspired her to have clear boundaries. It's like she knew this person easily manipulated people and that she was onto it and she was mindful of it. Okay, let's get some places. Let's see what this comes up. So I'm just gonna say before I go further that I like to go into new cases as blind as as possible. That being said, I need to know something, right? So, you know, I just watched a video until it gave me just what I needed. So, the location, like the area in question, i.e., New England, what they found, so remains, and who they found. 8 individuals, some of them named, some of them not named, as in some of them were able to be identified and others are not. So far have not been able to be ID'd. And that is pretty much it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this reading. After this reading, I am going to do more thorough research, and we're going to see if any of these places mentioned or any other parts of the reading actually can be validated. So, just wanted you to know my plan. All right. So these places are specifically for Paige, who was found on March 6th. Interesting. We got the temple card, and that popped out as I was talking. So that's interesting. Let me make some room here. So put these back in the deck so we keep this nice and neat and clean, because it easily gets all clouded and cluttered with cards. So So we got temple. Give me a card that can describe where Paige met up with her assailant. Interesting. Sunbathing and tanning. Pool games and fun. Pool parties. Okay, that's weird, but interesting. So let's put this beside temple. I'm wondering if this is like a bathhouse or like a spa. Give me a card that describes a significant place connected to what happened to Paige. Shopping mall. Then I got parking lot. That came out while I was shuffling. Okay, let's get one more, make it 5. Give me a card about the location that the crime actually took place in, like the murder scene. What would perilous realm. Dangers lurk, treacherous paths, and ominous shadows. And then this came out with it. The sky, infinite universe, and cloud formations. So I feel that this was the last thing that she saw before she passed, was the sky. And that's when she realized that our universe is infinite and death doesn't really exist. It just seems like it does to the human experience. This is interesting. Okay. Let's get some minis, and we can pull from more context from this. Okay. I'm going to get 2 cards for Temple. Thief. And lies. And this is Temple. So thief and lies, like somebody portraying themselves as a spiritual person, but they don't have a connection and they're lying, they're charlatans. That's the vibe I'm getting. Like, and I don't mean to be disrespectful. Maybe this is politically incorrect. I'm not sure. So I apologize if I offend anybody. It's not my intention. But I'm getting like gypsy vibes with this. Like con artists. I don't feel like it has to do with religion. I feel like this has to do with some sort of new age type thing. Okay, let's get 2 cards for swimming pool. Crossroads. And Tunnel Underground. Okay, I'm feeling like this swimming pool could be like a spa. And I'm feeling like at this moment she felt danger. And so she was trying to look where to go. So where the crossroads is like exits were blocked. She couldn't go straight. She couldn't go left. She couldn't go right. So she was like, okay, let's go underground. Let's go into the basement. And I feel like this tanning salon / spa is connected or is inside of a shopping mall. And connected to that is the underground parking lot, which is underground. The parking lot is underground. And I feel like that's where she tried to escape to. But there was danger lurking in that underground parking garage. I feel like there was more than one person looking for her. Allegedly, my opinion. Okay, let's get 2 cards for the shopping mall. Spouse and partner. Social media. I feel like definitely her partner was involved in this, but not just him. There's other people. 2 other people, I believe. And that's where the social media card comes into play. Because it was like through social media, they were able to locate her. Maybe she posted, I'm going here, or maybe her location was on, something like that. That is how they found her and was able to go to the spa and wait at each exit until she came out. She recognized these people and was like, shit. And then it all came to a head. It was like somebody was by her car waiting. So there could have even been 3 people involved. I feel like there were 2 people at the spa, one blocking one exit and the other. And one waiting by her car, which initially I believe I'm feeling like they got her there. Okay, let's get 2 minis for the parking lot. Regret. And down the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole of regret. This, I believe, is on the spouse side, the partner side. I believe that the regret has to do with the way things went down. Let's get Perilous Realm. 2 minis for that. Aliens. Oh, and love. Yep. So no longer feeling connected as a couple, feeling alienated, not able to see the signs of a partner really losing touch with reality until it's too late. This is like possessiveness in its most unstable form, and it was like this person wasn't feeling seen or heard, and probably for good reason. Needing boundaries. Do you remember what I said? Clear boundaries with the Queen of Swords. She had given this person clear boundaries because they needed, it was necessary. This person could not accept that she needed space, and things got out of hand. Something happened in that parking garage. She felt so scared that I feel like she may have tried to fight back with like force. And then it was used against her. Allegedly, my opinion. Let's get 2 cards for the sky. Murder for hire, assassination. And remember I said this was I believe the last thing she ever saw as a human on this planet was the sky. And we got murder for hire. So it wasn't the spouse who physically did this crime, but he facilitated it, or they facilitated it. And we have got DNA. DNA of this person. I'm really feeling like it's under her fingernails, or it was under her fingernails. All right. So what's interesting is this is really speaking to me like it is just a one-off for her. Like, not a serial offender. I don't think that the persons or people that have to do with Paige have to do with the rest of it. Let's get a missing variable and see if I'm missing anything. But give me one card. Help me determine what. Okay. Got 2 cards. affairs of interest, and I'm going to use the die. So 5. Love as both a motive and a means of redemption. Yeah, this was absolutely between spouse, partner. She knew her. She may not have known the person they hired or the spouse hired to do what was done, but she definitely knew her husband. Okay, and then the Ace of Spades. Six. The spark of an intense investigation. Interesting. And it's interesting because she was the first person to be found there. So it's like, yeah, she's part of this intense investigation as to trying to figure out why all of these people have been found there. Okay, let's clean this up. Okay. All right. Let's get one card, which is Page's case. One card represents the other remains being found. And the third card is the energy between. So I just want to see if this way can let us know clearer if Page's death is connected to any of the others. Okay. So give me one card that represents Page's case. Page Fannon's case. One card. One card, Page Fannon's case. the new beginnings, the Fool. The first card of the tarot. She was the first victim found, so interesting. Okay, so now a card that represents the rest of the remains that have been found. Four of Cups, upright. Now we're going to see the get a card for the energy between the two. See if they're connected. Four of Swords. They are not. There's separation between the two. There's peace between the two. Which means that there's no connection. Okay, cool. I definitely felt that they were not connected as soon as I realized or sensed that it was had to do with a spouse. Allegedly, my opinion. So, is this area just a dumping ground? Like, let's find that out. Why? Okay, let's ask first, why have there been so many remains found in such a, like, because it's not like it's the same spot. It's not the same spot. It's an area, like, remains being dumped one place, and then like 100 kilometers away there's another, and then another. So it's almost like it is a commonly used route that people are disposing remains along. Interesting. So 3 cards fell out right after I said that. So we've got the 7 of Swords in reverse. This is about getting caught out. Then we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. We got it upright for Page, but now it's in reverse, and this is about being manipulative and malicious. Then we have the Empress, which is like divine feminine energy. Maternal energy. You know what these 3 cards are telling, like, making me feel? That there is a wife out there that has had that is so done with her husband and the sick things that he does that she wants him to get caught and has maliciously been dumping his handiwork down the highway. Allegedly, my opinion. And you know what? I'm wondering – So I tapped into Paige having issue with her husband, right? Okay. I'm wondering now, after these 3 cards, if I was actually picking up on... No. Okay. Let's get some tarot and see what it says about that theory that I just said. About a wife being pissed off about her husband and dumping his things down the highway in hopes that he would get caught. Okay. Give me 2 cards that can very clearly state whether that is true or whether that is not true. We got exactly 2 cards. We've got the 6 of Pentacles, which is giving and receiving. It's about support and gratitude and help. And then we have the High Priestess, which is about an inner voice, a higher power, intuition, and divine feminine energy. So these 2 cards are saying that I'm getting help through my intuition. I have access to higher knowledge. And this is given to me by the other side. Work with a full deck. Okay. Is the area in question in New England just a dumping ground for multiple people? Queen of Pentacles. So we've got Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles, we've got 7 of Cups, which is about a lot of options and choices. Then we have the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. Then we have the Chariot, which is forward moving motion. As in, like, you put something into plan and you execute it and then it starts taking off. It could also additionally mean 2 opposing forces working together for a common goal as well. And then we have Judgment, which is about a reckoning or a wake-up call of some kind, self-evaluation, judging, judging yourself, judging others, judging a situation. Okay. So I asked if it was just a dumping ground used by multiple people that are not connected. Okay. Interesting that it starts off with the Queen of Pentacles, because this is like a hardworking, nurturing parent. I always get like the single mom vibe with this card. And then we have clouded judgment. Wishful thinking, actually. Like, you want a certain outcome so badly that your judgment's clouded and you can't really see things for how they truly are in the moment. Also, on top of that, there's lots of possibilities to choose from. Now, here's wish fulfillment. So the wishful thinking that I was talking about with the Seven of Cups, this is what is inspiring that wishful thinking. This is the wish. Okay? So you have a goal in mind, which is your wish. You have your judgment clouded because you're so desperate for this wish, and maybe other reasons as well, like trauma and a bad situation. And then you also have all of these opportunities how you can achieve your said wish. So next is putting action so you can achieve that wish. This would be the going down the highway and dumping stuff out of the highway, out of the window of the car. We have judgment, and this is, well, final decisions. This is like, you know what? I don't care if this is right or wrong. I'm doing it anyway because I've got conviction to do it. And to this person, this is like a reckoning. This is like, you totally deserve this. This is what you get. This is the consequences to your actions. And I'm fed up. Yeah. This is like coming from the standpoint as in, I'm doing this because this is bigger than me. It has nothing to do with whether I want to do this or not. I have to do this because it's bigger than me. That's the energy I'm getting with this card. That is what that person is believing in their head in that moment. This is bigger than me. I need to do this as a duty. Okay. So I want to get some minis for the wish fulfillment and for the chariot. We'll get two. So 2 minis for the Nine of Cups, the wish fulfillment. collapse. This person, their wish is to see somebody collapse. As in, like, their life, like what they have going for them. Let's get the second mini for this. Anger and rage. They do not like that. They don't want anything good for this person at all. Okay, let's get the first mini for the Chariot. Angels and ancestors. And red flag. So this person feels like what they're doing is divine intervention. And it's like their way of putting up a red flag. Let's get some minis for the Seven of Cups. Distance, road, and journey. And they're willing to travel to do this. And like I said, all of these remains were not found in just one location. They were all like somebody was driving down a road. Dismemberment. And this is exactly like it's remains. It's not full people. Driving down the road, chucking stuff out of the window. Okay, let's get two minis for the Queen of Pentacles. Caregiver, medical staff. Again, caregiver, motherly vibes. Biology, chemistry, scientific. I believe that, so I believe that this person is a mother, okay? But I also believe that her job is in a lab of some sort. Or she's like either a nurse or a doctor or something, but. And then let's get the two for judgment. Weapon. corrupted media source. Let's get a token for weapon. Just 47, an umbrella. Protected. Able to weather the storms of life. That's her secret weapon. Corrupted media source. Let's get a token for that. $142. We've got a smiley face flower. Stop and smell the flowers. Be present and smile. So what this is saying is that the media is going to say, nothing to see here, folks. Here, everything's fine. There's nothing going on. There's nothing that you should watch out for. Everything is fine. Nothing to see here. But it's not true. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to sit on this a little bit more and give some thought to the next reading that I'm going to do on this, but I'm definitely going to look into this more because what I'm getting so far is really interesting. And yeah, so stay tuned for that. And I have misplaced my... Wait. Never mind. So stay tuned for the next JBR reading as well. And yeah, I will see you very shortly. Bye.